Where did I go wrong?
Stella sat on the bathroom floor, hands shaking, tears soaking her dress. The cold tiles pressed against her knees, but she didn't move. She couldn't. In front of her lay the divorce papers Michael threw on the dining table an hour ago, papers that carried the end of everything she once bragged about. Her wedding ring. She had ripped it off and thrown it against the wall. It now lay on the floor in two pieces, broken just like her heart. Her voice trembled as she whispered, "God, where did I go wrong?" But she knew. Deep down, she knew exactly where. 5 years ago, God had sent her a man. A quiet man. A godly man. A sincere man. A man her pride didn't allow her to see. A man she compared to the world and found not enough. A man heaven approved, yet she rejected. And now she was living inside the consequences of a decision she made with her eyes instead of her spirit. Stella was the kind of woman people admired in church. Beautiful. Elegant. Always well-dressed. Always smiling. Her voice was soft but confident. People complimented her on her good behavior and Christian lifestyle. Young girls looked at her and said, "I want to be like Stella." And Stella loved God, at least she believed she did. Every prayer she prayed ended with the same request, "Lord, send the man you designed for me." But inside her heart, she had already designed her own man. He had to be tall, very tall. He had to be rich, very rich. He had to look like someone women would envy. Someone who could give her the luxurious life she dreamed of. She didn't just want a husband. She wanted a testimony that would make people say, "Wow, God really loves her." But Stella didn't understand something important. God's blessings don't always come wrapped in what looks attractive. Sometimes blessings come looking simple. Sometimes blessings come without noise. Sometimes blessings come in a package that doesn't impress the eyes, but heals the soul. And that was exactly how Daniel came. Daniel had been in the same church for years. He wasn't loud. He didn't show off. He didn't stand out in a crowd. But Daniel had a heart for God. A heart that was rare. A heart that was consistent. A heart that could love deeply and faithfully. He wasn't tall, and he didn't pretend to be. He wasn't rich, and he didn't hide it. His car was old. His shoes were simple. His lifestyle was moderate. But he had character. He had discipline. He had a gentle strength. And he had prayed for Stella for months. One evening after Bible study, Daniel walked up to her. His palms were sweating. His voice trembled. "Stella, I've been praying for a long time. I believe God may be leading me toward you." Stella froze. Daniel wasn't a bad man. But he wasn't her kind of man. Still, she smiled politely. "I will pray about it," she said. Except she didn't. She pushed the thought aside. Why? Because in her mind, Daniel didn't fit her picture of what a God-sent man should look like. 2 weeks later, a man walked into the church. A man who ruined everything. Michael. Tall. Handsome. Dressed in an elegant suit. His shoes alone looked like they cost a fortune. His watch flashed under the lights. His perfume filled the air. People literally whispered, "Who is that man?" And outside was a black SUV that looked expensive enough to buy a small house. After service, he walked directly to Stella with a confident smile. "You must be Stella. I've heard about you." His voice was smooth. His posture strong. His eyes charming. He smelled like wealth, success, and adventure. And Stella's heart fluttered. That day, Daniel's image faded completely. Not because he disappeared, but because Michael's presence overshadowed everything. Daniel noticed the change almost instantly. He saw the distance, the coldness, the sudden way she avoided him. One evening he asked if they could talk. They sat on the bench behind the church. The sky was orange as the sun set. "Stella, have I done something wrong?" he asked gently. She shook her head. "No, Daniel." He swallowed hard. "Do you like someone else?" She didn't answer. Her silence told him everything. Daniel looked down and nodded slowly. "Stella, I know I'm not tall. I know I'm not rich yet. But I know how to love. I know how to build. And I know how to serve God." His voice broke slightly. Sometimes the things that look impressive are not the things God chooses for us. But Stella was already gone emotionally. "Daniel, I want more from life than what you can give me." Those words shattered him. But he didn't argue. He only replied, "May God give you his perfect will." Michael swept Stella off her feet. Expensive restaurants, designer perfumes, luxury dates, photos that looked like magazine covers. He made Stella feel chosen, wanted, special, important. Daniel could never give her that. Michael proposed in a fancy restaurant. Flashing lights, applause, a beautiful ring. Stella cried tears of joy. She thought, this is the blessing I prayed for. She didn't realize she was confusing impressiveness with God's approval. Her wedding was grand. Everyone talked about it. Stella felt on top of the world. But while everyone clapped, heaven was silent. Because Stella didn't choose God's will. She chose her will and asked God to bless it. After the wedding, things changed slowly. At first everything looked perfect. The house was big and sparkling. The trips were fun. The photos were beautiful. But slowly Michael's true nature began to appear. He became cold, rude, easily irritated. He rarely prayed. He didn't read the Bible. When Stella talked about God, he rolled his eyes. Please don't bring church into everything. Sometimes he stayed out late. Sometimes he didn't come home at all. He changed his passwords, hid his phone, gave vague answers. Stella felt a heaviness in her spirit she had never felt before. She remembered Daniel's gentle smile, his kindness, his honesty, his prayers, but she pushed the memories away. Until the night everything broke. She saw his phone light up. Messages, dozens of them, from different women. Photos, voice notes, plans, romantic jokes. She scrolled through them with trembling hands. Her chest tightened. Her world collapsed. When Michael came home, she confronted him. Tears poured down her face. Michael, why? He didn't even pretend. He didn't apologize. He didn't feel guilty. He laughed. Stella, don't act like a saint. You married me because I'm rich and tall. You didn't choose me because of love. You chose me because of what I had. He walked away. His words stabbed deeper than the betrayal itself. Because deep inside, Stella knew those words were true. The marriage died within months. Michael left. Without explanation. Without remorse. Without looking back. Stella sat in her large living room, surrounded by expensive furniture that now felt worthless. No husband. No peace. No joy. No love. Just emptiness. And all she could think of was Daniel's voice. Sometimes God sends blessings that look simple, but they carry peace. That night she fell on her knees. Tears soaked the floor. God, I didn't just reject Daniel. I rejected your will. I rejected the blessing you sent. I rejected your voice. I chose with my eyes, not my heart. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. For the first time in years, Stella prayed honestly. From a broken place. From a humbled heart. And in that brokenness, something beautiful happened. She felt peace. Not a loud peace. A quiet one. A gentle one. A peace that told her God had not abandoned her. Even though she chose wrong, God was still willing to rebuild her. Months later, Stella slowly returned to church. Not as the glamorous Stella everyone admired, but as a woman who had been humbled, purified, processed, and rebuilt by God's mercy. One Sunday after service, she walked outside and froze. Her breath caught. Time seemed to pause. Daniel was there. But he was not alone. He stood beside a gentle, elegant woman. A woman with peaceful eyes, holding Daniel's hand. And in Daniel's arms was a baby girl, smiling, giggling, holding onto her father's shirt. Daniel looked happy, radiant, fulfilled, loved, blessed. When he saw Stella, he smiled warmly. Stella, it's good to see you. No anger. No bitterness. No, I told you so. Just grace. Just peace. Just the look of a man who had healed and moved on. Stella felt tears rush to her eyes. Not because she wanted Daniel back, but because she finally understood something powerful. She didn't lose Daniel. She lost the version of herself that could have been a wife to a man like Daniel. She lost the humility she needed. She lost the wisdom she ignored. She lost the blessing God sent because she judged it by height and money. But God, in His mercy, did not leave her defeated. Stella rebuilt her life. Slowly, prayerfully, faithfully. She served God with sincerity. She prayed with honesty. She helped young women with compassion. And whenever anyone asked her about marriage, Stella's answer was simple and full of wisdom. Don't marry a man because he looks like a blessing. Marry the man who is a blessing. Height won't raise children. Money won't give peace. Handsomeness won't heal wounds. But a man who loves God, fears sin, and honors his wife, he is priceless. Stella's story didn't end in shame. It ended in wisdom. It ended in growth. It ended in God's mercy rewriting the broken pieces of her heart. And through everything she learned one truth she wished she had known earlier. God's choices do not always look attractive at first, but they always bring peace.